Good morning from Michigan. News with Nana. Thanks for joining me this morning. Yeah, it's my late night, so I get to go in later. Couple things I wanted to cover that seemed to happen yesterday. Looks like Manchester School is in the news again. Manchester, Michigan. Way to go, folks. Parents standing up. I'm telling you, they don't know what they've done. And we'll go more into they after I cover this real quick. So, Manchester schools yesterday. Manchester Community School continues to wrestle with enforcing its diaper policy inside district buildings. The Board of Education on Monday was compelled to adjourn its regular meeting after some members, here, let me highlight where I'm at. After some members of the public refused to wear diapers. The board passed a motion to adjourn the meeting by a 5-1 vote just a couple of minutes into the meeting, Monday, September 20th, after Superintendent Brad Bizu warned audience members they need to comply. That's your word, comply. Hashtag do not comply. Resist. Stand strong, stand tall. With the Washtenaw County Health Department's order on facial coverings inside K-12 buildings. He stated this will be a very short meeting if we don't comply with the orders, Bisu said. We've had a lot going on in Manchester, and I think it's a big part of working through this. But if you choose not to wear a diaper, then we won't be able to have you continue to be inside our space this evening. Moments later, Rebecca Harvey, board member, motioned to adjourn the meeting with support from board vice president Mike Austin. Board member Brandon Woods was the lone dissenter in the motion to adjourn. We need to thank him. Yes, we do. I'm wondering, are there just 3 people on the board? Maybe we need to look into that. The crowd at the meeting audibly jeered when the board adjourned. The meeting has been rescheduled for 7 p.m. Monday, September 27th. Bisu and members of the Manchester Board of Education could not be reached for comment Monday. The diaper enforcement issue came a couple weeks after 24 students entered the high school without the diapers. And that's the one I told you that, if I'm not mistaken, there's the social media. I posted about this before. Anywho, let's get back to this. Students entered the building September 7th, which was the day of the health department's diaper mandate for all the schools in the county went into effect. Located in the southwestern corner of Washtenaw County with an enrollment of about 800 students, Manchester Community Schools had been the only district in the county that made wearing diapers optional prior to the health department's mandate. And that's what they've done where I'm at. In my little town, JPS, Jackson Public Schools, have they have every place, like I said, as if Michigan State Department of Health is going to say anything other than to follow the CDC protocol, which is to cover your face. Well, in my little town, the only place they have to wear that diaper is on the bus, which is ridiculously stupid. Why on the bus and not in the school? I mean, if it helps, if it truly see, this is where like they're not making any sense. They're gonna allow a school to not have that covering in the school, but they have to wear it on the bus. It's all about compliance. If you bend a knee here, then they're gonna push. Give them an inch, they'll take a foot, and this is what they've done. This is what Michigan has done all along. Is just 2 weeks to slow the curve. 2 weeks turned to 6 months to lockdowns and don't leave your house, because my son-in-law's father was given a ticket and he works for a trucking company, okay, in Jackson, and didn't have anything stating that he was on his way to or from work, was on his way not to the address on his driver's license. Okay, capiche? Yeah, $500 fine. Give an inch, they take a foot. So the undiapered students, however, were not allowed into any classrooms and were sent into a separate isolated part of the building where they completed work for the day. Not following the mandate is a violation of district's code of conduct and is an act of insubordination. You'd think these kids were going in there with guns. Mind you, they actually have a team, a shot put team, if I'm not mistaken, that's what it's called, where they shoot those little clay things, okay? This is a rural school district. They are not in a big city. It is a rural farm country. But because they are in the liberal Washtenaw County, they are pushing. I'm telling you, my nephew graduated from there. My youngest graduated from there because we had to they were on block scheduling in the small town I'm at, and Manchester was the only, like, within a 15-minute drive of my home, that did school district that did not have the block scheduling, so my kid could actually take more classes to make up the credits that they screwed her on in Grass Lake. Yeah, so anyways. So later that week, roughly 35 students walked. Oh, and then later that week, and this is also Washtenaw County, later that week, roughly 35 students walked out of Saline High School in apparent peaceful protest of diapering measures put in place amid high levels of bug transmission in Washtenaw County. And it again, I don't know what to tell you about this, but you have to just really I don't know who these people are fucking polling. I'm really, excuse my French, I'm really sorry, but it sees mandates opposed by slim majority in Michigan polls fine. Really? By who? Who the fuck are you polling, you sons of bitches? Because you ain't polling anybody in my area. You ain't polling very many of us in Jackson County. It says a slim majority of Michiganders don't support the hokey pokey mandates for employers or customers, although most people surveyed do support diaper mandates and hokey pokeys for children, which is absolutely ridiculously stupid. They make no sense. That's not true. I don't know who the fuck's doing this polling, but it's not true. For example, 51 point, and who again, but opinions vary widely by political party. No, that's where they are wrong. See how they creep in the division? They creep in the division in every way. That is the only thing that they have going for them. If they can divide us, do you remember what I said? Put us into little boxes, separate us. Because, because we have differences. Well, that's the beauty of America. Living in America, the beauty of it is Americans are all immigrants. We come from all over the world and we made up this beautiful country. Okay? You come to America, you're not Japanese, you're not Italian, you don't become anything but an American. And it doesn't matter. So if you're Japanese, you come to the United States, you're an American. Okay? You're German, you come to the United States, you're an American. But if you're an American, you go to Germany and you become a citizen, you're not German, you're an American with German citizenship living in Germany. Do you understand what I'm trying to tell you? The only thing that they can do is try to cause and create that divide. And we have got to stand strong. America, we have got to stand up and we have to stand united. We cannot allow this anymore. What they are doing is literally, in my opinion, is criminal. So I'm trying to say 600-person survey, and who did this? Who is doing this? Because I don't see any of it. But getting back to bug news here in Michigan, I don't know if you've seen this, if you're following any of those Facebook groups about the mandates that Sloppy Joe, that squatter in DC, tried to put out. You'll see that poor Nicki Minaj. Yeah, that poor girl. They're going after her. Whoo, are they going after her? Here we go. I don't remember if I said this yesterday, but I made several videos and I kept forgetting to say that the hokey pokey is not required for Michigan medicine nurses due to union contract. So if you work in healthcare, someone works in healthcare and they are opposed to that Fauci ouchie mandate that they're trying to pull across Michigan health systems, Beaumont, Henry Ford, Ascension, Allegiance, you name it. You name the hospital, health system, St. Joe's, Trinity, IHA, wherever the hell you're going. So Ann Arbor, as a part of the University of Michigan's mandate, Michigan medicine staff members are required to receive the full Fauci ouchie unless there's a union contract allowing people to refuse one. And that is the case with the Michigan Nurses Association. Okay, but hold on. The Michigan Nurses Association. Oh, is that University of Michigan Nurses Association? I would check if you are, because most, except for Henry Ford and Jackson here, our nurses were the only ones who did not have a union. But I believe, if I'm not mistaken, because now they're part of Henry Ford, they should be part of Henry Ford's union. I don't know. But if I were you, again, if you know someone works in healthcare that is opposed to the Fauci ouchie, I suggest you have them look into this. Okay. Hospital and union officials confirmed that the collective bargaining agreement between the two groups only encourages hokey pokey for nurses rather than mandates them. The Michigan Nurses Association strongly encourages everyone to get the hokey pokey and has been at the forefront of fighting for Fauci ouchie access, says Ann Jackson, a Michigan Medicine Registered Nurse and Union Board member. Fauci ouchies are an important component of fighting the pandemic, again, my word, but not the only one. Michigan Medicine follows the collective bargaining agreement made with Nurses Union, which requires us to negotiate a Fauci ouchie mandate, spokeswoman Mary Mason said. While many nurses opted to get the Fauci ouchie at the Ann Arbor-based hospital, reporting Fauci ouchie is currently voluntary, Mason said. We are currently asking our nurses to voluntarily report their status, but have not collected all of that data, Mason said. I think I said that right, Masson or Mason. Neither Jackson nor Mason said how many nurses are have not had the hokey pokey at this time. The university's bug dashboard shows 82% of U of M employees have been. That's not true because my nephew is a U of M employee and he has not had the Fauci ouchie, nor will he get the Fauci ouchie. I'm not sure about his wife. I know that she was asked at her employer and they're trying to get pregnant, so they let her off the hook. I don't know. All students, faculty, and staff on U of M, Ann Arbor, Flint, and Dearborn campuses, including Michigan Medicine, were required to submit hokey pokey information to U of M no later than August 30th, according to a U of M FAQ on the mandate. The mandate allows for exemption requests, deferrals, and a clause that reads, for staff covered by a collective bargaining agreement, the provisions of the collective bargaining agreement shall apply. If you're part of any, and I know I'm going to tell you that the post office, the United States Post Office, they have a union. Postal workers, even if you're a temp, even if you're like part-time temp, you are part of a postal workers union. Okay. So and I'm telling you, I have a family member who also works for the energy company and used to be a union leader, and their company way back had talked about mandating the hokey pokey. And when they brought it up in their union meetings, they presented to the union leaders the facts about the EAU Fauci ouchie, and the fact that if an adverse reaction happens to someone who has been forced to take that, they can't sue the manufacturer because it's under EUA. And when they sign up and they get that poke, they're signing off that they won't sue, that they, you understand? So you can't sue. They're released of liability under the emergency use authorization. And they explained this to the union, and they said, so if you're going to force it, they can't go after them for damages. They're going to come after you because you forced them. You said, if you want to work here, if you want to continue to work for this company, and you want to make money and you want to support your family, we're forcing you to get that. They're going to come after the company. And that's going to be an awful big lawsuit. Is that something you want on your hands? And they shot it down. The union shot down agreeing with the company on it. And this is a major energy company here in Michigan, but there's only a few. But you can guess that they have I don't know what they're doing now. I have yet to talk to that particular person to find out, how they're handling it now, because anything over 100 employees, and obviously, I don't know. So while Michigan nurses may opt out to not to receive the hokey pokey, the vaccine, the physicians assistant union at the hospital did agree to the Fauci ouchie mandate. The United Physician Assistants of Michigan Medicine has agreed to the mandatory bug Fauci ouchie for physician assistants, and this requirement takes effect on September 16th, she said. Regarding the bargaining agreement between the hospital and the nurses union, multiple clauses addressing okay. And then we have this. I wanted to show you this, that the doctor in mid-Michigan offers advice to parents when it comes to the Fauci ouchie for kids. And these doctors here are culpable, because now I'm going to go and I'm going to play for you this. Oh, looks like FDA. Advancing Generic Development Translating Science Approval Day 1. Well, let's go. First, let's go here.
Nobody, because it takes over half an hour to write it down. Right.
The CDC website, it says you're required to report adverse events following vaccinations.
I'm hoping
Is
you
there a
can hear
policy
this.
at the hospital for reporting these complications?
There's never been any directive sent out. With this vaccine, we are in stage 3 clinical trials. Normally, stage 3 clinical trials would be gathered so much. How do we do that?
I want you, I wish you could hear it, but I'll put the link in to this one. Wow.
She didn't want to take it. She didn't want to take it because of her religious beliefs. And she was coerced into taking it. And it's like, nobody should have to decide between their livelihood, being a part of the team in the hospital, or take the vaccine. Now we're just making people take it, and then there's reactions to it, and then you have a medication that has been shown effective and surely has no adverse reactions for trying it. And Dr. Bhagwan talked to you about prescribing ivermectin for and so physicians can't prescribe off-label use medication here. Not for purpose, they did it with hydroxychloroquine and it was really bad, and so they are now allowing it right now. She said yes. say that I don't necessarily say I'm afraid, because my faith lies in God. So I have two older kids that are on their own, and I have a 12-year-old at home that I care for on my own. You know, like what kind of person would I be if I knew all of this? This is evil. This is evil at the highest level. You have the FDA, you have the CDC, that are both supposed to be protecting us, but they are under the government. And everything that we've done so far is unscientific.
Are you afraid they're going to tell you?
The federal employee, what other federal employee?
But you put your faith in God.
Deception, brother. You talk about Jesus. You have an American mother.
So that was the first one that came from PV. This is really odd. So UP meteorologist says he was fired after 33 years for refusing to do the hokey pokey. A meteorologist for more than 3 decades, Carl Bonack, announced he was fired from a news station in Michigan's Upper Peninsula after refusing to do the hokey pokey. It is with a heavy heart, I announce, after over 33 years, I'm no longer employed at TV6, Bonack wrote in a Facebook post last week. Here's his post today. With a heavy heart, I announce over 3 years, I'm sad, but to borrow a quote from a famous ball player, I'm the luckiest man on the face of the earth because I had a dream as a kid to be a weatherman. That dream came true, and to top it off, I got to broadcast weather for one of the most challenging, beautiful spots in the United States. As an added bonus, the people I broadcast to all across Upper Michigan were so kind. Oh, wow, that's a big one. I'm not going to read all that. So he wrote to the parent company that the parent company, TV6 Gray Television, had mandated to do the hokey pokey for anyone who enters the building. Since I chose not to take the Fauci ouchie, I was fired. TV6 and Carl Bonack could not be reached immediately for comment Monday. The Washington Post reported that a spokesperson for the Gray Television supplied the company's mandatory policy, but declined to comment. In his Facebook post, Bonack said that his refusal of the Fauci ouchie was his right. Many of you have taken one of these injections, and that is absolutely your right. It is also my right to choose medical options I feel are right for me. I have authority over my body, and that is what they are trying to take away from us. And the minute that you don't stand up, and as they stated on M Live and in Manchester, they want you to comply. If you don't take a knee and you don't bow down to their authoritarian rule, you are banned. So that's it for the bug news in Michigan, the union updates at U of M for the nurses, and obviously there's different, but I would double check. So the physician's assistant, I have no idea, and I personally would not go with that shit. But check with your union rep. You never know. Like it, subscribe, comment, if you will. If there's something you want me to look into or report about, shoot me an email. My email is scrolling across the bottom if you can see. And more to come possibly later. So remember, folks, be kind. Knowledge is power. Share the knowledge. You don't know the house. You don't know the cross each house is bearing. Boy, I need more coffee. I am really sorry. And just remember, if anything else that you can remember, united we stand, divided we fall. This thing that is going on in our country, this supersedes any color, religion, political affiliation. This is now about tyrannical government. This is an overreach of power across the United States. The government is supposed to do the will of the people, and they are not. There are way more of us than there are of them. And I do not condone any kind of violence, but I'm telling you, something has got to be done. Call your governors, call your senators. Hell, call Sloppy Joe at the White House for all I care. But let them know we will not comply. They are, our taxes pay their effing salaries. They have lived and gotten rich off of the backs of hardworking Americans, and enough is enough is enough. And like I said, you are a working American or a retired who paid your taxes. They work for you. And even if you are retired, you don't think that they're taxing your retirement? Believe me, any chance that they get a hand on your money to get some of it, they will. How do you think these people went from, they went from millionaires to billionaires to trillionaires? And how the hell do you do that when you're a government employee? You really? All right. Thank you for listening. Thank you for letting me vent. And again, this is just my opinion. The links will be in the description as usual. If this goes down, you can always find me on Rumble. Thank you. God bless. Ooh, I was about to try to end my phone call with my headset. Gotta push the button. Thanks, folks.